and brought to you as part of the newest project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. What's good, y'all?
Ooh, it's Monday.
Motivational.
Money making motivational.
Yeah,
Monday.
Monday burning.
Morning.
Get burning.
So how was y'all weekend, fellas?
I had a good weekend.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, you doing
Yeah,
that
the
weekend?
weekend at Bernie's.
No, I was not at Bernie's.
Were you burning?
No weekend at Bernie's, man.
I feel like Bernie at our meeting.
Yeah. Bernie was
I feel like Bernie.
the spirit of Bernie was all up and through there.
In the building, baby.
Brother Dunny, the professor, he's in class today.
Oh.
Yeah. So Brother Dunny, the professor, you won't be seeing him on Monday and Wednesday because he's in school.
Mhm.
Yeah, the professor is professing.
I see what you do.
He's professoring. So yeah, shout out to him and all of the college students. My daughter's going back to school. Her first day is today. My middle daughter.
Okay.
So, 26 years old, 26, 27.
Do she know
27.
what she want to do? Like, it's like, because she's in college. I've been talking to college students.
Okay.
And they have like zero idea what they want to do.
They know they want to make money.
That's
Yeah.
no,
That's it.
Yeah.
no. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, the ones who don't know what they want to do, you're right. They want to make money.
Yeah. No, she want to make money too. And getting a degree because she got a pretty decent job.
Mm-hmm.
But she have no letters, and so without having the letters, sometimes that limits your ability to move up. And so she's going back to get some skills and some letters, man.
So I don't know what she do, but in the workforce,
Mhm.
her experience haven't helped her navigate.
She's been good. She's been good, but it's just now she's like at the point where
The letters look better.
the
Like,
letters look better. And
You get a better starting pay.
yeah, and if you leave that company, right? Because like that work experience is good there, but and it's really just lessons from my father. So I worked for a company for like 13 years, and then when that company closed down, like I didn't have any degree. Like I did everything. I think I ended like in cost and management. I did customer service manager. I did everything, right? All the leadership positions because the owner was kind of crazy, so he changed the board. It was like, but I got a lot of experience,
right.
but I didn't have letters.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're trying to apply for other jobs in other companies, like at that time, work experience was one thing, and degrees is another. And you see the qualification, you know,
You see it.
they changing now to include work experience, bachelor's degree or
Right.
the equivalent experience. Like you starting to see that now, but
Back then they wanted you to be prime at night. Start at one.
start at one.
The R&B.
Yeah. So I did it for like 13 years, but couldn't get a shot nowhere else because I didn't have the letters, and so I shared that with her. And she's been doing good at her company, but it's like okay.
And they say right now, I've seen somewhere like the loyalty to the company no longer really exists. Like they say, they say,
because the company's loyalty to you.
I just say, see, you know where that come from, right? See, what happened was
you getting it back, right?
They fired a couple people prematurely.
Yep.
And now everybody else took that as a sign in the stars.
And I want because like companies, like you say, you be there for 13 years, and then they'll hire somebody else in.
And you got to train them.
And then you train them, but they're making more than you, right? Because when you started, your pay was right here, so then they don't bump you up to take you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a would you rather. Would you rather work at a company for 13 years or start your own?
Would you rather work at a company for 13 years
or start your own?
And we can't do both.
I was about to say we can't do both.
We can't do both.
Well, you know me.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. If you asking me questions,
you asking me, y'all can do what you want to do. How you feel?
Well, I mean, if you're making the rules, then I'd like to do both.
I would do both too.
Yeah.
But can you do both?
Yeah, people do it all the time.
That's usually the way it happens.
Okay.
You usually, we call it a steal away program. Like you don't just run away. You kind of steal away. So you work your day job, and then at night work on your business, and you get to a point where you like, all right,
Good
Mm.
entrepreneurs also know usually you find your structure from working for somebody else. I don't think for a long time, but you go and you have the discipline
Mhm.
of getting up, following a
Mhm.
schedule. Because when you run your own business, you have to have that same discipline
You got
to
to have
make
more
sure that,
discipline.
yeah,
Yes, it takes more.
it definitely
Yeah,
takes more.
Shout out to all the entrepreneurs out there. If y'all got some time, call in.
yeah.
Sharonda, listen, we want to hear about the comedy show last night. I see it was
Oh
sold
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Sharonda already up and doing that. Like, listen,
Yeah, she
we
doing
are
fine, man. Tunnel vision.
Sharonda,
Shout out to
yeah,
Tunnel
Tunnel
Vision.
Vision and the comedian Damon Davis. Like, I'm so proud of them,
Yes,
right?
yes. Big shouts
Like,
out. Big shouts out to
Yeah.
both of them doing their
it's just,
thing.
it's just saying they started maybe like 3 years ago with
Mhm.
this vision, and
Mhm.
look at all the things that they have accomplished in
Look
these
at me now.
3 years.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
Oh, and Shayna's back in town.
Big
Okay.
shouts out to Shayna.
Shayna,
Oh,
yeah, Shayna went to Jamaica and I think St.
Okay.
Thomas. Her granddaughter brought her back early.
okay.
Come on home.
She
Look,
wanted to hang out
she
with her.
didn't go to one of them kidnap countries, so you made it safe. They
They
was
got,
safe.
they got kidnapped countries?
She almost got kidnapped.
Who?
When she went to Greece.
Okay.
The
See,
Greasers?
She went to Greece.
that's what you call
Them,
them.
I think that's what the hell? The Greasers?
The Greek. The Greek.
Okay,
The
okay,
Greek.
It
okay.
was a group
I ain't
thing.
The Greases almost kept her.
I don't know what them people up to. But I watch them. They got a history.
They do got a history now,
No, Greece.
especially
It
with
was
black women.
no, it was a group of women.
Yeah.
They were sitting on the beach, like kind of talk. Tell me if I'm telling the story wrong, but they were like at the beach and they was not paying attention to time. They were just out there chilling. They seen one guy like sitting up there waiting, like,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden other guys like started coming. A van pulled up at their hotel.
Not a white man.
Block the entrance. So then they get up, they see what's going on, so they start walking. Then all of a sudden they start running. The guys start running. Then
What?
one of the girls like was staying in one of the balconies, like a floor balcony. They ended up jump. They couldn't get in the room because the van, like in the
Oh
front
wow.
lobby, because the bus with the van was right there. They ended up jumping over the balcony to get in.
So what, that was a girl trip going wrong?
No, so
That's what it sounds like. It's kind of like
What was happening there?
That's enough to make you not want to
What is going on?
Never again.
Shannon said, "Y'all can ease off of me and stop telling my business."
Oh, that was shared in confidence.
No, we was gonna no. She said that she was gonna call. I thought we talked about
We thought we coordinated this
But
story.
say
Yeah,
that she
yeah.
wasn't the only one from St. Pete that experienced this because she went on a trip.
Stop
Okay, I
saying
think-
that though. I hope my wife not listening this morning at this time.
As the trip get planned, but that was a girls trip.
Okay.
Girls trips are different.
Okay, because boy, my
No,
wife,
and we did talk about it.
that's her thing. I ain't going nowhere because they keeping people over there.
Listen, but it's for real. Take the proper precautions.
That's right, though.
For real. Protect your neck. It ain't nothing nice.
But what we were talking about is that they respect couples more, like over there in Greece,
Okay.
and then because when you come over there, they think that especially if you're a couple, like you're somebody famous.
Look,
You know what I mean?
Damian Davis, comedian Damian Davis. Ain't nobody tried to kidnap Shayna. But they're my people. So yeah. So good morning around the world, y'all. Sawu Bona. Oh wait, I gotta say it with my teeth. Sawu Bona.
So you gonna
Yeah, what you got, my man, from around the world? What's your
What up, though?
okay?
That's from Detroit.
That's how they said in Detroit. Okay. We got a caller.
Shayna said y'all will be fine. Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
This
It's
is
Davis.
Good
Sharonda.
morning. Good morning. How you?
I'm good. Listen, sold out comedy special last night.
Mhm.
Zayden was in the building.
That's what's up.
Oh, everybody's favorite nephew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, his favorite nephew. Maya was in the building. The baby girl.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, we had to bring him along because my niece was going back to college, so everybody was
Oh no.
going to Melbourne.
No, y'all just
Gotta
got no
get her-
babysitter. Stop playing. Stop
That's what they
playing.
said.
Your niece is the babysitter?
No.
Okay.
No, my parents was. So
Okay.
we
Okay.
had, to
Okay.
do, we had to do what we had to do
I
and
hear
get
that.
there and be in the building. But it was a good turnout show. Everybody was funny and
Nice.
it was lit. It was definitely lit. He showed out, showed out, showed out. I'm gonna get him later, but he showed out.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that. And it was recorded, right? So this is like
Yeah,
a
it was recorded. So
okay.
yeah, so it'll be. I don't know. We can't spill the beans yet, but
Okay,
it,
got you.
it's recorded.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, that's amazing. Congratulations to you and the family.
yeah.
Yes.
Look,
Thank y'all for helping.
real
Y'all.
Great
deal.
job. Keep
Real
up the
deal.
good work.
Keep up the
Yeah.
good work. Appreciate you.
All right, have a good one.
All right.
You too.
You know what else happened this weekend?
Mm-mm.
The Barbershop Book Club.
Oh,
Oh
Books
yeah,
and Birdies. Yeah.
books and
Yeah.
birdies.
Books and Birdies. Yeah.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah. So tell me about Books and
I
Birdies.
took a couple pot shots on big shots out to T Brown, the barber,
Yeah, man.
and the whole barbershop book club team, the
Mm-hmm.
whole board, everybody that put that work together, and they was at a nice black coffee shop. You
Nice.
know what I'm saying? That was big shots out the money. Yeah, that was amazing.
You know what
Good
I
stuff.
like about the Barbershop Book Club? It's expanding out of our neighborhood.
Yes,
Like
citywide.
Yeah,
like
you
it's going
got
there
to.
because they were up north at the bouncy place or whatever.
Sky
Sky
Zone.
Zone.
Yeah,
Sky
Sky
Zone.
Zone. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So like
Back to back, big shots out the
Yeah.
barbershop book club. Make it move.
another
Expand your gangster ain't just it ain't just a catchy final thought.
No, expand your
Yeah,
game.
expand your
Yeah.
gangster for real, man. Reach
Mhm.
outside the box. So while we doing community events, so the community canvas that we have planned for this Saturday is actually being canceled. Our partners, Faith in Florida, we just got some what's the word I'm looking for? Unforeseen news.
Okay.
Okay.
So we won't be doing the canvas this weekend, but we will be on for the third Saturday in September. But also, we are having a strategic visioning session on Monday, August 28th at 6 p.m. At 49th Street Business District. So y'all can
Oh,
go
wow.
for that.
Okay.
And then we got the New Deal reunion coming up, man.
Big shots out. Big shots out to your brother John. Let's talk about making moves.
Yeah, well, let's kind of keep going, man.
That's right. That's
Keep
right.
going.
That's right.
So the New Deal for St. Pete reunion, we're putting the band back together Thursday, August 31st, 6 o'clock at the Center for Health Equity. And so if you remember the New Deal for St. Pete movement, the community-led agenda, points of progress, what we want to do is really just review what we were able to accomplish under that initiative and also celebrate the wins and then talk about what's still left that needs to be done.
That's right.
Because there's still some things that, some outstanding issues, but a lot of the things that we listed as points of progress have been accomplished. And it also, we want to celebrate some of the things that we inspired because might not have been a particular point of progress, but the movement that we made and the decisions that we were making and the advocacy that we were doing actually led to a lot of other initiatives.
Yes. Like what?
Come to the event on the 31st.
Right.
Be there Thursday, August 31st. at 6
You can
p.m.
get a book of song.
You will on the 31st. So you can RSVP. There's a Facebook event. Make sure
want
that
me
you
to tell you
go.
what he just tried to do? He tried to Mr.
I don't know what he
Edmund.
tried
No,
to do.
this is an interview.
No, he tried to Mr. Edmund.
No, he did his thing. He did what he do, and I ain't mad at him for it. But that was good though. You see, I'm working on my media training. So New Deal for St. Pete reunion Thursday, August 31st, 6 p.m. at the Center for Health Equity. Make sure that you're there.
Good morning, Crystal.
That's what it is.
So August 26th,
Okay.
we were doing the same puff and paint at Urban Drinking.
Okay. Okay.
Tickets went on sale on Saturday.
Okay.
So get them, people purchase them. There's limited seats. So go ahead.
Yes.
Also, you can buy the Urban Drinkery drink, the bottle of wine.
There's something here.
That's
Okay.
outside.
Okay, got you. They doing construction over there.
I mean,
Same
like somebody was
They already started.
through my window.
How? Nobody. So same puff and paint on the 26th
Yes,
at Urban.
Urban.
Great stuff,
8:30
great stuff.
to 11:30. So you can purchase your tickets. Also, if you want to get your wine ahead of time, so to be set up,
Okay.
you can go ahead and do that as well. So the tickets are on sale now.
All right. Right on. Right on. This week in history, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So this week in history, in line with money making motivational Monday,
All
um,
them M's.
yeah, all them M's. Michael Jackson takes control of the Beatles publishing rights
On this day in history.
on this day. Yeah, so it was during a collaboration in 1983, Say, with the former Beatle Paul McCartney. That's when he is said to have advised the king of pop, Michael Jackson, to invest some of his enormous wealth into publishing. It was sound financial advice that McCartney may have come to regret.
Oh, because he was big mad.
Because on August 14, 1985, Michael Jackson purchased the publishing right to the vast majority of the Beatles catalog for $47 million, and he actually outbid McCartney. So they was bidding on the publishing for the Beatles, and Michael Jackson outbid one of the Beatles.
Like the song. There's a song that's like back and forth.
The Girl Is Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the catalog is Jackson. And what this article is saying, to understand the sound business reasoning behind his move to take control of the publishing right to some 251 Beatles compositions, you got to understand the basic economics of the industry. And so, the copyrighted, the way that, once it's copyrighted, and you use it in commercial purposes, you make money on that. And so it was just amazing for him to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. And in the years afterwards, they said the catalog allowed Jackson to remain solvent because he was using it for collateral for a lot of different things because, it's leverage.
Yeah.
On a catalog of that size, it's a lot of leverage that you can use with it. And so he was able to, stay afloat in a lot of things doing that. He said in 2008, however, Jackson gave up his remaining interest in the catalog to Sony, which was one of his primary creditors. And after his death, Sony took full control of the catalog. So, another thing that happened. So that was this week in history, y'all.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. Also today, being Monday, Motivational Monday. Also, August 14th is National Financial Awareness Day.
Oh, okay.
Get your finances together.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's more important than you think. And plus, what's more fun than financial independence? Anything? Can you think of anything more fun than being financially free?
Well, I can say that leads to a lot of fun.
It leads to a
That's
lot of
why
fun.
there's a different kind of anxiety that you have when you work from paycheck to paycheck, right?
Yeah.
And then you holding your breath and thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna have enough to get to the end of the week."
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, but when you get yourself financially free, or in a spot where you're not living paycheck to paycheck, there's a different kind of freedom. You can really just boost.
Yeah, you can breathe. You live a little.
Yes, you can.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
live a little, but yeah, you get out of survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
But that survival mode is a beast, boy. Every week trying to figure out who gonna get it and who ain't gonna get it. Or how,
Right.
you
It's
gotta
not-
go.
What's survival mode?
Miss a day is just a space where
You
you
get
can't really be creative. You gotta focus on day to day,
Mm.
necessity. Like
your bills are not on auto pay.
yeah, you ain't taking a whole lot of trips. You ain't doing a whole lot of self care.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You just like okay,
On the grind.
on the grind consistently.
Or
with-
like
with-
you have
yeah.
to, or when you go somewhere.
And that's my definition. I mean, it might be.
Yeah, so if
That's
y'all, have,
that's about right.
if y'all have a different definition,
Yeah, let us know.
let us know.
Yeah.
Jonathan. Or like you want something, but you gotta ask how much.
Even if I got it, I'm asking how much.
Yeah.
Just that dude. Like,
Yeah, you just ain't selling me
Yeah,
anything for anything because I got money.
they did an experiment where they had a boutique
Yeah,
store set up in the mall.
They had to pay less. Pay less
And they
shoes.
had Payless shoes in there, and people were paying $300-$400 for Payless shoes just because it was a boutique, setup. So they walked in thinking this was an expensive venue, and the shoes were Payless shoe stores.
I can believe it.
Yeah. So
It go like that.
I want to know. So some of the things that it talks about that you can do as a result or on Financial Awareness Day is evaluate your financial health. Financial is you take a close look at your financial situation. You review your income, expenses, savings, and debts. Assessing your financial health can help you identify areas for improvement and set realistic goals. Another thing it says here is that you can develop a budget that aligns with your financial goals. debt reduction. Come up with a debt reduction strategy. So you use this day as a way to devise a plan for tackling your debts. Prioritize high interest debts and create a strategy to pay them off systematically. Um, Start or boost your savings today is a great day to do that. So whether it's an emergency fund, retirement account, or other investments, use this occasion to start and increase your savings. And then lastly, educate yourself so you can expand your financial knowledge, read a book, attend a workshop, or explore online resources on the topic like investing, managing credit, and retirement planning. Or you can get at our dude, Royce, man. Well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he can help you today too. So yeah, today is financial
You
awareness.
can go to your banker too.
Yeah. You got a relationship with your banker?
Yes.
Okay.
He called me quarterly.
Okay. That's a good relationship.
Yeah, he called me.
That's real.
He called me just to check in and ask me if I need
I don't
any
think I
advice.
ever had a relationship with a banker.
Nah, don't call me. I call you.
With the banker?
Yeah, don't call me. I call you.
You don't want to hear from the banker?
Yeah, when I call you, don't
Okay.
call me.
Just pick
But
up when I call.
I call you.
But sometimes, like, you don't know what they're offering and what you know what services, and if you're not utilizing your account, because a lot of people utilize their checking account just to hold the money, and they're not making any money off of it, and so they're not investing or
That's true.
moving their money properly. So having a banker, it kind of expand your gangster.
Expand your gangster.
Oh, no, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's right. I totally
Might have
agree
a
with that.
develop a relationship with my banker.
And honestly, how I end up with
Call
my
me
banker,
every
my
6
banker
months.
developed the relationship with me like a couple of years ago.
You
He
must
did.
got a bunch of money in there then.
Ching,
Uh,
ching,
They
bling,
just
bling.
calling everybody.
Ching, ching, bling, bling. They can't call everybody. We ain't got that kind
They
of time.
just calling everybody. They got tiers of people who they call.
And you are top tier.
If your banker reached out, you got something good happening over there.
I don't know.
Holla.
But he just, so
I'm
he
just
just
hollering
started,
at you to say what you want to do. What
no,
up,
that's
though?
really kind of what
Oh,
happened.
bro.
Hey, this your banker, and that's how I developed the relationship.
My bank ain't never called me except to tell me, "Hey, man, you need to get in here."
Well, I think I took it overdrive.
I think you might need to come in here. We need to talk. There wasn't no advice. It was like, look at what you need to do.
Hey, it's hard to develop a relationship under those circumstances.
It really is.
It's so hard.
You see what I'm saying?
It's difficult.
It's very difficult when you start and you got that kind of relationship. It's like, don't call me, man.
No.
Oh Lord, it's the banker calling.
They ain't put an answer.
The bank calling, baby.
Send them straight to voicemail.
My wife gonna be gay. Man, I said, you better pick up. See what they talking about. They say we need to come in.
See, Sharonda say
Yeah,
most
Sharonda.
people never utilize the service.
No, the
I
one
agree.
before that is better.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Believe it or not, a lot of banks I guess just offer other services.
Mm-hmm.
They have great advice, and because you have an account there.
That's really
Okay.
what happened. Like that's
Okay.
really kind of like my banker just was like, and sometimes I don't go see him, and sometimes I do. He'll set an appointment. Like when you free this week, and I'll go, boo, 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 and sometimes we don't do nothing. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Okay.
He set up his one-on-one and stuff.
Oh,
He organized. He banking.
He doing his one-on-one.
Sharonda, that's why I wasn't there last night.
Oh, you was with the banker?
No, that's not because she said serious clock in. It's
Okay, that's the inside thing. Okay.
inside. So
Okay. Serial clock in. That's what's up. So we got a would you rather? Was that
Yeah,
would you rather?
Mr. Edmonds stole it.
Would you rather? So would you rather what'd you say? Work a 9 to
Would
5?
you rather
Mm-hmm.
work a long-term job
For
Okay.
13 years.
for 13 years or more, or have your own company?
For the
And
same time?
Yes. I mean, no, forever. I mean, it's yours. You do what you want with it when you want. And this is for the audience as well.
That's
The audience,
Yeah.
okay.
Would you rather work for a company for a long time?
Since this is National Finance Day,
Yeah,
So
financial
this is
awareness
so
day.
here you go. So since we're talking about that, it depends on how profitable your business is.
Yeah, 'cause
If
you
you're
could be
gonna,
in business.
you can be in business and not make no money because you can have your own business and be in deficit.
but somebody can overpay you to work on their dreams and leave yours where they at.
Yeah, they can.
And they're gonna pay you a nice fee too now. Make sure you're here on Monday.
I would lean towards having my own business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got considerations with businesses because that insurance and the different kind of things like with when you
Yeah,
got them
yeah.
long time jobs, you got that insurance, you got 401k. Sometimes if you got a good job, you know what I mean. You got like benefits that you may not have as an independent business
Mm-hmm.
owner, and
Because you
so
can
those are
walk away
considerations.
with some real good. You can retire and have a good social security check out here
Hmm.
that you can set
You know,
back.
you can pay into your own social
I
security.
know you can.
Yeah, that's what we need to be learning on Financial Awareness Day,
Yeah, yeah.
Pay your taxes.
because
Yeah.
that's one of the things that keep a lot of us
And
from
that
making
lower your
jobs.
tax burden, now actually, when you pay into your social security,
Okay,
it's like little tricks they got to that.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah,
put a certain amount in, and they can write a certain amount off.
right.
Talk to your accountant.
Yeah,
Yes, talk to your
your
accountant
banking account
today. You might as well go in
on this
today.
day.
It's Money Making Motivational Monday, and you can go into your bank today and talk to them about your money because
You
it's
can talk to
financial day.
So talk to your banker, and then accounting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because two different.
accounting and bankers.
Yeah.
So your
So it's
banker
like
ain't an accountant?
No, I'm just
like
saying.
your CPA, right?
Yeah, right. So you can go. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they help
Wealthcare.
you
Royce, chime in.
chime
Somebody
in.
tag Royce, Negus Royce Wheeler, and we'll have him give us a call and give us some tips for what's happening on
We talking about money.
National Financial
Chime in.
Awareness
Would
Day.
you rather didn't have nothing to do with money? I could throw it out there.
Okay, well, what's your would you rather?
Would you rather have a child at 18 or 40?
Wait, would you
Would
rather?
rather have a child, your first child at the age of 18 or 40?
Both.
Okay.
You
All
can't.
right.
I did both of mine. What we gonna ask for?
You might have did. You might have did.
I did.
I think you
But
did.
it wasn't your first child at 40.
Okay.
Now
I
you
think
said,
you really did.
you can.
You really did.
Hello, caller.
Close
Introduce
to it
yourself.
anyway.
What's going on in the community day? What's happening?
What's
Hey,
happening?
congratulations, man, on that.
Brother?
Man, hey, I just want to say I love y'all. I love God. Say Pete, man, y'all. Hey, Pete is a scary time. Man. I just want to know, don't y'all know I had 6 tickets sold and then we showed out and we sold it one day. No seat was in the standing room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody who was there was supposed to be there. If you didn't make it, you ain't have nowhere to sit. Anyway, thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Y'all
sir.
work.
Yes, sir.
I love y'all, man. I want to give a shout out to the comedians because I want to give a quick shout out. Good morning, y'all. Just a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Modern Day Joe Ali for shooting the special. I want to give
Okay.
out a shout out to comedian Slim with 2 L's out of Oak Keller. Very funny lady. DC813. I want to give a shout out to Jacoby Brew for Kansas City for hosting. All my comedian friends, if y'all see my timeline, a whole bunch of my friends congratulated me on my special yesterday. I posted every one of them. There's so numerous, I can't name everybody, but first and foremost, I want to thank God and my family, man.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love from y'all and everything. I had to bring Jada at the end just to wrap it up, cause show what I do it for, man. Family for God for the family, and then the hustle. Y'all already know what it is.
Yes,
All
sir.
Thank
right.
y'all, man, for everything, man. Thank y'all for everything. Bala, I love you, brother.
Yes, sir.
I
Love you
love
too,
you,
man. Yes,
brother
sir.
John.
Yes, sir.
Brother Good ain't got the good display, man. Much love for you
Yes,
and
sir.
everything. We gonna push a narrative, man. Y'all just get ready for when I put it out, man. And more bigger things
Sitting
are
over
coming.
here. How you gonna call that all again? I'm finna hang up on you.
She
I
was.
said, Q, I love you.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
I
didn't
did
even
that.
say
Oh,
Q, I
that's
love
right.
you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my. Okay, I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
missed it. You
Yeah,
wouldn't.
so I can't leave you out. Q, you knew I ain't gonna leave you out. You my dog.
Never leave you.
My dog.
Look, I got a problem
You
with you
my
saying Kiana first and not saying no.
They ladies first, ladies first. You know
No,
we gonna talk
I'm
better
just
than
Bobby
that.
messing
Brown, I
around.
hope
We
you come
always
out
gonna
on the
respect.
26th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh yes. Well, August 26th.
Yes.
Oh, I told you that's my sister's wedding. I
Oh,
remember I
it
told you.
is. You right. You did.
Yeah, I can't. I missed that. I'm gonna get killed. We talked about that.
You surely did. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Do
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yes.
But
Tell,
no,
tell
I
your sister
appreciate you,
congratulations
man.
on the wedding too.
All
Man,
right.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell. Buddy. You know, I'm gonna tell. I got it, man. All right. Hey, but y'all, man, y'all keep doing that. We're gonna push it out, and I love y'all, man.
Love
Thank
Love
you
y'all
back,
for
you.
big
everything.
brother.
Ain't nobody kidnap Shane and me, man. Don't let nobody.
Don't go for it. Don't go for it.
They got no, don't go for that. They gonna both Shane back,
All right. So you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Gems morning show right here on WUJM 99.1 FM. Tag a friend, tag a friend, tag a friend.
So I did kind of what you did, but again, would you rather had your first child at 18 or 40?
18,
Why?
because that's what I did.
But they're gonna tell you not to do that because you're gonna mess your life up.
I mean, no.
That's what they say.
They do say that.
Okay.
They say that,
I'm
but
just saying.
There's pros to either
I
one of
was
them, right?
I'm like at granddad age right now.
But so think of it as the wisdom and everything that you have now that you didn't have when you was 18.
But then you're gonna have an old man baby.
DC Young
No.
Fly.
You an old man baby.
Them old man babies be different though.
Yeah.
Roy say 18.
Yeah, I'm with Royce, man. Let's do it early. Let's go.
Old man
Let's
baby.
go, man.
I mean,
Not at 40. You just get started. That means you're gonna be what?
Changing diapers at 45.
58 at the graduation.
and if your baby still
Hey,
got,
but that's
if
nice.
your baby still got diapers at
I'm just yeah, you wrong.
Yeah.
You ain't learned that all your life. You ain't learned that all of
You
you.
had your baby at 40 and they still got diapers at 45. You need to have them at 18.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
So Sharonda said, I had one at 20, 28, 31, and 42. Ooh, child. Yeah.
I had Cheyenne early, and then I had my second at 39.
Okay.
I had something like something like that.
It had a good spread.
Yeah, something little, a couple differences. But it's about the same, like kind of equivalent.
It was a 23-year difference between my first and my second.
Oh man, yeah. So we had, I want to say, they were spread out. So like between the oldest and the youngest is like 10 years, and then 7 years in between. So we did like different schools and all of that stuff. So if we could have them a little closer together, that would have made things
all of them going to the same school, graduating at the same time.
Yeah, back to back.
So I'm gonna say the beauty of having Cheyenne young is that like when all my friends like they got kids in school, I'm done.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. See, 18.
So when you have
you do that at 40,
I can enjoy my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, kind of, like back then you was real broke.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie Davis said, "Hey, I got an old man baby."
Old man baby. Hey man, big shout out to all the old man babies and all the old men having babies.
Go ahead.
Crunk Coco? Crunk Coco, boy. Crunk Coco had a weekend.
Oh, he was all in Suki.
Yeah, he had a weekend. Crunk Coco had a weekend, boy. I think he.
Yeah,
I always do it if y'all let me.
No, you got it. But no, he had a great weekend, man. I seen him with CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
Yes. Big shout out.
Tell us about your show, and I seen he had his backup dancers. He had the 2 backup dancers with him. He was ready.
Yeah, y'all know Coco gonna be ready to do it. They
don't
call
matter.
Coco. Y'all better stop sleeping on Coco, man. Coco be ready, boy. Look, they say Sharonda said he was lit on that stage. He lit just walking the street. So you know if you put him on the stage, he gonna turn all the way up.
If Coco call you right now,
yeah.
You're gonna get the same.
He's gonna be consistently turned.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Consistent with the turn up. Never scared. So let's do the book of the day before we go to the break, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of both. So,
okay.
So yeah, we'll do that. So let's do book of the day.
Okay.
Book of the day brought to you. This segment is brought to you by the Barbershop Book Club. The Barbershop Book Club helps to motivate kids by offering a free cut and a free book to those who read it aloud while they're getting their haircut. You can follow Central Station Barbershop on Facebook to learn more about the initiative or to donate culturally relevant books for kids. Today's book of the day, since we're doing National Financial Awareness Day, is Powernomics. Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. I don't know if you read Powernomics, Mr. Edmund? That sounds like a book you probably read. Yeah, I'm going to show it to you because you probably did.
You there?
Powernomics.
I know about it.
Okay.
I definitely know about it.
Okay.
Dr. Claude Anderson, the infamous, not infamous, on the world now.
Yeah, world renowned Dr. Claude Anderson. So, Powernomics is a thought provoking book that emphasizes economic empowerment and self sufficiency within the Black community. Dr. Claude stresses the importance of economic empowerment as the foundation for achieving social and political equality. He advocates for building and controlling economic resources within the Black community to foster self sufficiency. He really highlights group economics, and it's a real good book, man. We ain't got time to really get into like all the things that he talk about in there. But yeah, he definitely talks about securing your financial.
Maybe we could talk about it more after the break.
We can talk about it. Let's do that because there's definitely.
I got something to say.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
well,
I can't.
you can't because we're almost there.
No, we gotta.
I just started.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's time for the break.
Yeah, because he got
something.
he got more than what these few minutes.
I do.
The condensed version was
We'll go all the way.
We're gonna take it all the way.
Powernomics.
Powernomics, yeah. So it also emphasizes the concept of group economics, which involves pooling resources, capital, and expertise within the Black community. This approach aims to create and sustain a Black-owned, when I'm lost my place, Black-owned businesses and institutions to generate wealth internally. And so instead of waiting for Superman, looking for somebody to come and, save the day.
There's definitely things that you can do yourself. You can a secure credit card with your own money, and then some banks will match it if you stay on time with your payment. So let's say like Navy Federal is one of them. If you bank with Navy Federal,
okay,
you can go if you put let's say $600 down on a secure card. If you're on time with your payments for the 6 months, they will give you back the $600 and then start your card with the $600 right there. So you doubled your money.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Little things like that.
Right. Yeah, you get the tips, man. So we're gonna provide you with that and more, and talk about because in the book he talks about political and economic power, and he argues that true power comes from controlling economic resources and political influence. Basically, by you a politician.
That's what we need to do.
He highlights historical examples of successful ethnic groups that leverage economic power to gain political power and social influence. And so having the money, once you have the money, now you need the power. And you invest the money into political processes so that you can have influence and what have you. Go ahead.
So I ain't want to get started.
Go ahead, man.
So one of the main things that we got to understand, because sometimes we be like bodybuilders who skip leg day, and we'll have a whole bunch of money and no power.
Yeah.
And what that ends up is somebody comes and take your money, or regulate you out of your business.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I absolutely agree. And we've seen like examples of people with money but no power, like they can't get nothing done.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No social influence, no social capital.
Just some money.
Yeah.
And it's good. Some people, that's what they like.
Yeah.
You know,
Everything
ain't for everybody.
Yeah. But if you're trying to really get some stuff done, you're gonna need power and influence.
Yes.
And
that's what actually makes the most money.
Power and influence.
Yes. It's a multiplier.
It is.
They'll and then they regulate the industry so they make more money.
Yeah.
And then they form what they call monopolies.
They do.
Yeah.
And they make more money.
Yeah. Monopoly. That's a good game. That's but financial awareness day. Pull out the Monopoly.
Pull out Monopoly.
And play it with your family.
And they got so many versions of Monopoly.
They got Monopoly Go now. People be sending me messages. Play Monopoly Go. They must be giving them a free turn or something.
That's how they do it.
Give them a free spin.
I'm gonna send this to Jabbar and see if he can get me a
he play Monopoly.
So the book of the day, y'all, Powernomics. Again, Powernomics serves as a call to action for the Black community to reclaim economic power and control our destiny. It offers insights and strategies to address economic inequalities and build a stronger economic foundation for generations to come.
And I want to ask the audience, if you ever read Powernomics, let us know. Tell us about the book. Did you like it? Did you plan to read it? Have you ever read it before? What's some good stuff? What good tips?
Yeah, Power Diamonds, or any other works from Dr. Clark.
Yeah, he got a lot of books.
He got a lot of books. He
Yeah.
got some YouTube clips.
He was a scholar. He was a real scholar.
Yeah.
So we got like 1 minute. You got time to read the?
No, we'll read it when we come back at the top, and then.
So the top of the hour, we're gonna read Ex Kiana.
Yeah, and it's a good one too, y'all. Y'all make sure that y'all stick around. We're going to talk about the St. Pete Fire Chief was actually put on leave. They also canceled some DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in Orlando. State attorneys suspended. It's a lot going on, y'all. So make sure that y'all stick and stay.
And tag a friend and send us stars.
Yeah, send stars, tag friends, and don't go nowhere. We gonna be right back.
Yes, right. 7 minutes after the hour.
B-I-K-E.
Bike.
And undermining the internal and external security of Niger.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Just brushing up on some of my favorite literary classics. Even if a page turner like this isn't up your alley, did you know our libraries offer so much more than classic books? There's also things like passes to local museums. You can download ebooks onto your Kindle device. And super cool things like a teen gaming program. Visit your local library and see all it has to offer.
Agape Soul Shoutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulshoutique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Shoutique today. Agape Soul Shoutique. High-end boutique.
District 7 is located along its north end on 5th Avenue North, all the way down to 54th Avenue South, from as far west as 58th Street to 16th Street South on the east. I'm Brother John Muhammad, your council member for District 7. We're standing in one of my favorite spots in the district, Clam Bayou Preserve. This nature preserve is a great destination for anyone looking to escape the buzz of city life. The park offers walking and biking trails and a launching spot for kayakers and paddleboarders. It's easy to stay active and outdoors around here. District 7 is also home to the Thomas Jet Jackson Rec Center, Genie Hall Pool, and the Child's Park Recreation Center, where you can spot one of our most recognizable landmarks in the district,
the Dream Big, Be Big mural. If those destinations weren't enough, we also have the Skyway Trail and the Pinellas Trail, offering car-free mobility throughout the district and connecting to other parts of the city of St. Petersburg. If history and culture is what you seek, this district is also rich with options. From the Dr. Carter G. Woodson African American Museum, a stroll along the African American Heritage Trail, or a visit to the historic Manhattan Casino. Our local businesses shine in the district. Local shops and good food can be found throughout, including the Deuces Live Main Street and the 16th Street Business District. District 7's locations within St. Pete is also close proximity to just about everything, whether you're looking for access to downtown or the waterfront on the east or the Gulf beaches to the west. There's a lot that I can say about what I love about representing this district, but what it really comes down to is the people who live here, the people who work here, and the rich history of resilience, all due to a community that has overcome barriers to progress time and time again.
All of this stuff. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
This is Kiana.
And I am the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
Yeah.
I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. Yeah.
Yes, and smart.
Is
the new gangster.
You better know it.
Baby,
And if you don't know,
now you know.
Baby. Look, they call that a freestyle. Well, in some
Last week,
parts.
did we freestyle or hip hop?
I think we did freestyle on Freestyle Friday.
Yeah, for 50 years of hip hop.
Yeah,
So I've
50
been
years.
watching
50 years of hip hop.
Okay.
So I've been watching like the BET special about like 50 years of hip hop,
Okay.
rap, like all these people, 702. So it wasn't strictly about like rappers. They brought in the singers and all that other stuff, and what did they contribute to hip hop? The 50
Okay.
years of hip hop.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I got one. How much money was stolen from these artists? You know, most of the songs they performing, they don't own.
Yeah. That's another one of them.
And it's 50 years, so some of them boys should be getting their publishing back right by now.
I think it was an article I was reading about Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. It was like after 35 years, you can start the.
But see, they make them boys,
Right, yeah.
they do some kind of tricks to them boys, man.
Yeah, to keep them
And
from
have them
getting
boys
right.
signing another contract. You don't even understand. You just sold it for another 30 years.
I
Yeah.
mean, so let me tell you this is have a good entertainment lawyer. Make sure you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's in any industry that you're in, because it doesn't matter. You can be working at a company and you sign a contract and don't realize what you signed, with your agreement. So you just make sure you handling your business. It's not just music. That's why it's music business.
Yeah. Show business. Good morning.
Right.
Love it.
Thank you for
The
tuning in.
business. But no, and this is where no, and I understand, like, they shouldn't be ripping people off, but I understand where people who invest their money want their money back.
But you ain't got,
No, they shouldn't rip
scheme in
nobody.
your
No,
car.
you shouldn't
to get it.
scheme in
So
your
the industry was built on these boys' back. You know what I'm saying? They carried hip hop, you know what I mean, built it out of the ashes and, out of the dust. You know what I mean?
And I think that those ripoffs didn't just start with hip hop artists.
No,
Oh no,
they
it's the industry. It just continued. That's
Right.
all. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Right.
a continuation.
It's a bank with a real high.
They did it with
interest rate.
jazz.
Look, you heard me. It's
They-
a bank with a real high interest rate. So you know how if your credit real good, so you might get like a 5%, 2% interest rate.
Yep.
But then if it's real crappy, you might go somewhere and all you can get is 390% on your loan. There you go.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
That what had happened. Wow. Yeah, when you don't know no better, you get you get got.
So my suggestion is
So you gotta
read your,
get the goddess before the goddess get you.
read your contract. Your first contract, and typically is not going to be the best contract, but just make sure that they don't have an umbilical cord to you for life. So when you're supposed to be making real money, you're making it and somebody else is not. Taking it. That's it. All right. That's my Thank you, Nicole. I believe Nicole sent stars.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Nicole.
I appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. And to tell other people how they can do it. If you want to be
So
like Nicole.
let me tell you, follow the leader.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she didn't do anything wrong. She did it properly. So here you go. If you've never seen stars before, Facebook give you your first 200 for free. If they give you those 200, we appreciate if you give them to us. Right? Bring them on in.
Mm-hmm.
If you purchase stars before, they're cent a piece. Like any great deal, the more you buy, the cheaper they are. And then you can ration them out however you want. So if you got like 1,000 stars, you might hit something and you'll be like, oh, that's worth 50.
Okay.
Or you know what? That's worth 500.
I'm gonna give them all to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you can like, you know what I mean? It could be like you at the strip club, just throw them out.
Be free with it.
Yeah.
Be loose with it.
Yeah. Oh, then you put me on the camera.
Let
Bruce
you
on the camera.
Well, man, you were doing such a wonderful job. I think because you was like, they had to get
anybody know me, I talk with my hands.
They had to get that. Yeah, see, the radio can't see you talking with your hands. So, St. Pete and Gulfport leaders partner on a business district.
Okay,
tell me about it.
So, I'm glad you asked. City council members representing both sides of 49th Street are leading the push to create a business district encompassing a commercial corridor vital to the cities that intersect. St. Pete City Council member John Muhammad and Gulfport City Council member Ian O'Hara hope to increase connectivity and support growth and innovation on the thoroughfare. So business owners and community stakeholders recently decided on incorporating a business district that will help us achieve those goals. We're actually working right now on a strategic visioning session that you're invited to on August the 28th to help further establish the strategy, and we're encouraging businesses in the area to participate in this long-awaited process. So it's not just businesses, it's businesses, stakeholders, and residents, because we're creating a corridor in the area, and so we're not just inviting the businesses to come out, we're inviting the people to come out and let us know what you think the strategic direction should be, and that'll be on August the 28th.
So August 28th, y'all come on out what time?
At 6 o'clock.
And where at?
At the Gulfport Neighborhood Center, 1617 49th Street South.
Okay, that's what's up. What made that come about? How did that come about?
Just years of conversations and a desire to see something in the community, see something different. My wife and I, we used to go to different places and talk about, wouldn't it be nice if we had something like this in our area, and then seeing the development and the growth happening like in downtown, central, the Edge District, Grand Central District, Skyway Marina District, other districts in the city. So it's like, okay, how can we bring that to the west side and create a district on our end? And then there's also a corridor planning grant that the city council recently approved through the CRA. So there'll be funding to help develop a plan for corridors. And so we wanted to make sure that we were organized and prepared to take advantage of the opportunity. So
I want to just say thank you for your service, as president of the Charles Park Neighborhood Association, and just the work y'all doing right now with 49th Street is a long time coming.
Thank you.
And I don't want it to be overlooked or overshadowed, because sometimes, it's just, no, that is a very important component that's been missing from the 49th Street corridor, and also the collaboration with Gulfport and the collaboration with Gulfport businesses and St. Pete businesses that ain't been going on a lot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying never, but just not a lot.
Yeah.
So definitely appreciate you for that, because as a council member, that's what we need. That's what we be asking for. Okay. You know what I mean? That's the work. That's the work, man. Appreciate you and all you do.
That. Thank you. And so if you could help us spread the word to the folks in the area, because as president of the neighborhood association, I know you got your hands on some folks.
Yes, we do.
So I know the meeting is tomorrow night.
Yes, right? At 6 p.m. at Charles Park.
And so if you could help us out by spreading the word and letting folks know that they can get in the game, man, and get off the sidelines and really help us decide what we want it to look like, because it's strategic visioning right now. So we're not doing a strategic plan.
It's the vision.
Like what?
It's the building blocks. Yeah. It's the foundation that the house built on that makes the house stand.
Right.
So y'all putting a big a beautiful foundation. Big shots out to all the businesses.
Yes.
Fancy Nancy.
We got to maybe 3 dozen businesses right now. Yeah. It's been
3 dozen. What is 26?
36. Yeah.
Ah.
Now you got the number. I said 3 dozen, make it sound like a whole bunch.
3 dozen just sound like a lot.
That's a lot.
Like, yeah, we close to that. And I'm talking about with engaged. I think we had maybe about 40 businesses engaged.
That was amazing. I seen that, man. Big shouts out to Fatties. Big shouts out to all the businesses on the quarter, man.
Matter of fact, Fatties is going to be doing the food for the event.
Great, delicious food. I just ate that yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Fatties?
Fatties.
Yeah, Fatties.
On 49th Street.
I never heard of Fatties.
Yeah, Fatties barbecue and soul food.
Yeah.
Right there on 49th Street. And
yes, good food. Big shouts out to Just Sap, man.
Well,
good
10th
food.
Avenue, something like that. 10th Avenue. But yeah, it's on 49th Street. You can't miss it when you're riding down. So yeah, that's what's cooking, man.
Okay.
Y'all heard about the NAACP wanting the fire chief to be fired?
No, I didn't hear about that.
The
firefighter.
The fire, yeah.
The fire
chief.
Well. So that
chief of the fire department.
That made me think.
Okay.
So I don't want to get on no soapbox, but that made me think. That that just may be the canary in the coal mine, right? And a lot of people don't know. A lot of the coal miners, they would take canaries down with them. So if it was like some carbon monoxide or something in the air, the canary would die first.
Yep.
So when the canaries die, then they know to leave because they could die soon. So that's why when they say a canary in the coal mine, because that's maybe the sign of something bigger going on. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Something more like an onion. Got to peel back the layers.
Right.
So no, I didn't hear about the request for the firing, but I thought they was already on leave or something.
Yep. So I'll read the article. So members of the public both defended and called for the removal of the St. Petersburg fire chief, Jim Large, from his job that he's had since 2006 after he was accused of fostering a hostile workplace toward women and minorities. Among his defenders were active duty female firefighters. The city council voted unanimously, with one council member being absent, to request a discussion on August 24th on a potential management study of the fire rescue department. The public appeals were made to the city council members last week, and this was 5 days after Mayor Ken Welch placed Large on paid administrative leave after an employee survey produced anonymous complaints of a hostile work environment in the department. Some of those comments accused Large specifically of making sexist, racist, and homophobic remarks, which he has denied. And several firefighters also described what they experienced as a result of this hostile work environment. One went on record to say that the chief mistreated her after she suffered a miscarriage, and the chief, through a lawyer, said that that the person misrepresented these events. And so, he's actually on paid administrative leave right now during the investigation.
I seen that and letting that work its way out, because I see that the council finna do something then, but the mayor has the ultimate decision because he the boss. But
let me say that real quick, because that's the other thing. Like, people have been emailing and writing council telling us what we should do, but we don't control staff, and so that's an administrative thing. And so we basically,
it's a separation.
Like I can't, like, the council can't fire the chief. He's somebody who's appointed by the mayor, and so the mayor has administrative oversight of that position. And so that's why, what the council is doing is the study, because that's in the purview of our ability. But we can't say whether or not the chief is on or off the job. I'm sorry for that.
Oh no, because my thought process was, okay then, so how do we look at not only the fire department, how we look at the other departments, right? Some of the departments that may not have not participated in the anonymous survey, because I know it was like 40% or 35%.
So it was a climate survey. Yep. It was 40%. I think maybe 44% of the total workforce.
So what? That's 3,500 people. 40% of 35, like 1,200, 1,600,
1,500 people that actually participated in the survey.
So that leaves a whole another almost 2,100 people.
Well, I mean, I think that participation rate is
it's a taste test. It's definitely a nice swab. Now.
That was really
that's a nice swab.
I think the last one that was done before COVID had maybe like 20% participation.
I think they do it again, they'll get 80.
Yeah.
because the other employees, if they like do a wraparound,
Right.
because now the other employees see that something has happened
As a result.
as a result of the survey. So now,
Yeah.
because St. Pete like clearly has like a history of treating people a certain way.
Oh yeah, I've heard some of the stuff.
Listen, that's what I say. I know it's some other stuff going on because I done heard the stuff too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And look, and that's
And
that's,
man,
that's
you
another
don't work
part
for
of
the city.
No, we don't. You with the city hat on.
but I do.
I like how you mix that up. The vote yes on amendment
Yeah,
vote.
second chances, man. Yeah. That's just because I was in a hurry trying to find something.
But yeah, it's a lot going on for the city. So I really just say for community members, get involved. You know, find out what's going on. If you can't make it to City Hall, you can watch City Hall on TV.
Yeah.
It's called online, St. Pete TV.
Yep, stpete.org. If you go to stpete.org, at the very bottom of the page is, all of the meetings.
Oh, you can go just straight to St. Pete TV and
St. Pete TV.
Oh, that go right up.
If you got Bright House or Spectrum cable, it's channel 641, and you can tune in at any point.
Yeah, see what's going on. And that's for also employees, like people who want to know what's going on and follow what's going on.
Right.
Because like these are defining times in the city of St. Pete. Stuff like this never happened before.
Yeah.
Right. So we're in uncharted waters right now. So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned, man.
Get involved.
Because it's a big deal.
Get involved.
It's really a big deal. Like
it's a
lot
big
of people
deal
that came out. A lot of people were speaking. Some in support and some, calling for the removal. Some supporting the firefighters. I actually got a text from a firefighter saying, what their experience was, and reminding us that this is a good old boy network. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I just went and looked at the whole, I just put it in my phone to Google because I wanted to see what was the chain of command,
okay.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
See who's who and what.
Yeah.
Who's responsible?
And see, we got to understand. Just like they just said, we're gonna talk about the DIY.
Yeah.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah.
Right. And
DIY is do it yourself, but I know what you mean.
Okay. Because that's really what I mean. But
DEI.
Yeah. But
It's like tomatoes.
No, I got it.
Some of that stuff was important.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because some of these positions do have just a bunch of old boys.
Yeah.
Let's stop playing.
And then what you said, he's been in the position of power since 2006.
Yeah. 50-year career.
And so just think about how long he's been there, and then how much stuff has changed since then.
Oh yeah, and you got to keep up with the times, keep up with the changes, and the culture.
No, you don't have to. So
that's almost.
If you don't, you get old. That's all.
I mean, some people get old.
Okay.
I mean, everybody don't stay hip.
That's true.
Think about what you were doing.
They don't.
But if you don't want to get old, you stay up with the time.
Right. Because if you stay to what you were doing 18 years ago.
Yeah. You get old.
Wait, it was let's say 15 years ago.
But I understand. I do.
Ideas, concepts.
17 years ago.
That's an ideal look.
He's been in office. He had this position for 17 years.
Yeah.
And just think about what was your mind frame 17 years ago. And if you wouldn't have changed and moved with the time, where would you be right now?
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. But you ain't got to.
No,
you're right. There's no compulsion.
No, it's not.
There's no compulsion.
It's not mandatory. It's
Especially
ideal that we evolve and change and grow, and that's what we want some of these departments and some of these institutions to do. That's our ideal goal. But the reality is a lot of them are the same.
And you know why? It's because the change is not forced, right? And then when you're comfortable in a position and nobody is demanding a change, and then
I hear that.
You're in a position and you're there, and it's just running smooth or apparently smooth. Like you have people that's coming to work. Ain't nobody too much complaining, but you get a lot of complaints. They be like, everybody complain. You ain't gonna make everybody happy. But overall, when you do the progress report, on the progress report, it looks like you're passing. It's just like in school when you learn how to take the test, but you're not doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you're in a situation where they're passing the progress report, and it's easy because when anybody coming in to the exam, in your building or your business, you know how to make it look good so that you can pass.
Yep.
That's right.
If you've been in the restaurant business, I know how to put stuff at the cold at that point, you know, and to
When
make
steak
sure,
coming,
you know when it's coming in, you make sure
steak
everybody
coming,
knows.
so you know how to get right. You
You
know how
make
to have
sure
all your staff there. Yeah.
everything. You put your best of your best forward.
That's right.
Yeah, and everybody with the best smile is the one that's greeting. You know, so
It's the way they show you how to do it, and then it's the way you really do it.
right.
And then there's times when you do it how they show you because you know they coming.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's another thing too when we start talking about management study is being able to really define the scope of work so that you can get into the real operations and not just look at the performance and the numbers and the metrics and stuff that they know how to move and maneuver.
Hey, caller.
Hey, caller, introduce yourself.
Man, this King
King
Hey,
Jab, what's good? What's good?
Voice of the people.
Voice of the people.
First and foremost, man, y'all better keep that restaurant up the cold, man. It's talking about when the people coming. Y'all know I ain't going to anyway.
That's true.
That's the code inspector himself.
That's what made him call. Like all that other stuff we were talking about.
Hey,
no,
but,
I was just using that as an example.
But real talk, I don't know if any of y'all ever worked in a hostile work environment.
Okay.
And if y'all guys know me for a long time, when I was working at Trade Winds, I was in a very hostile work environment. Caused a lot of health problems. I don't know if you remember, man. My stomach keep killing me. I'm going back and forth to the doctor about my stomach. Can't figure it out.
Right.
Stress.
Right.
So now if you have 3 or 4 people in this work environment and this environment hostile, man, we have to 100% take this situation as serious. Because when people get into certain positions, they feel like they're untouchable, so I can do as I please. And you have to absolutely look into it because it's real. It's real. I've been there before.
No, I appreciate that,
I've
man.
been there too. All right, Jab.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's true. You ever worked in a hostile work environment?
I have. At a restaurant.
At a restaurant.
For
what made it hostile?
The other managers. So I had been. So what happened is, so you got to think. I don't know if I ever told y'all, but when I worked at Denny's, I was the youngest. I was black and I was a female.
Okay.
So go and I met the quote.
That puts you at the center of a lot of hostility.
Right. And so I started right here at St. Pete on 34th Street as a server and just worked my way up. I worked for Denny's for 8 years. By the time I left, I was the area manager. I ran 11 of the restaurants. But prior to that, I was sent to Largo when I went into full management. And when I say, like, at that point, like, I was a diehard Christian. I'm like in the church, all this stuff. Yeah. And like, my belief was really, really strong. And then the manager, the GM at that time, put in there on our office desk, on our office door, Satan's house.
What?
Wow.
And it was like an attack. Like, and then she would do.
You put Satan's house?
It was a she. And
they knew you was.
Yes. And then she did. Like, she really didn't like she would call me, let's say I'll do it. And then she'll call me and be like, oh, you missed some stuff. You will have to come back in. And you know, your salary at this point. Yep. So even though it's my day off, I still got to. She scheduled my vacation time for me. Yeah. Oh, you didn't schedule it. So you needed to take this time off now. Like, it was very hostile. Like, it became that we both end up getting pushed out of that store. But she ended up doing her job because I ended up being her boss.
I want to ask you something. When you was like you say, you was very into Christian. Did you ask them to hold hand and pray?
No.
How did they know you was like?
Because they knew, like, we talked about it. Like,
your job. Okay,
it's your job.
Yeah, say less. Yeah.
One thing is, just like doctors hang out with other doctors, managers hang out with other men, because you have to separate yourself from the crew, because there is a difference. Like, get me off the camera.
Okay.
That's that management. It's that management. Management kicked in.
Okay, so we're gonna keep you off the camera all day.
It's okay, but it's all right, y'all.
Invasion of privacy.
They made a record. They had a record about that, didn't they?
I don't know.
But we hung out because you know, when you hang out with your staff, sometimes you want to be friendly, but you don't want to be their friends because it can like end up.
Yeah, it compromises sometimes the work relationship if you're not able to draw the line. But I think once
I was gonna say, I think that's just colonialism. What do you call it? Colonialism.
Now they say,
Yeah.
say, now we need to see you. No.
See what I'm saying? The people want to see you.
No, we need to see you.
And I just said I ain't gonna put you back on the
Yeah,
camera.
but we gotta decolonize the workplace, right?
Right.
Because some of those ideas is just how capitalism set up from the down. You know what I mean? The separation of management, don't tell people what you're getting paid. All these things keep the boss man on top.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because now we can't negotiate our pay. Because we don't know what each other getting
So
paid.
on the flip side, okay, so
I mean, just think about it. If we all know what each other getting paid, and then now when I come in there and talk about my paycheck, like, hold on now, so you paying and we doing the same thing, woo. And now he got to have that conversation with everybody.
Yeah.
That bring a mutiny.
Yeah, I mean, you talking about equity and equality, and
that's too close to a union.
You got to explain why this person is making more than me, and we both doing the same job, or why I'm getting paid less,
or why we getting paid so less.
Yeah, but usually the person who making more don't want nobody to know. That's how I go too.
And then it'd be a trick. Who knows?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, they keep the separation is because people think that they're your friends. Then they will, if you don't do what they want you to do at that time.
That ain't a good friend from the beginning.
No, but
that's not a friend.
But this
Fire.
This is what
go Donald Trump on it. Fire.
But see, that's what happened in the workplace because you end up becoming friendly with people.
Yeah.
And then you look out for them because I've been that person. Like I done.
And now you trying to get over.
I done gave grace to people for
because
stuff.
I understand you my dog. You know what I mean?
Let's say you're not my dog. I just understand life, right? I understand life.
Get him.
You know, like I understand life, so I give you grace on life. And the day that I say your grace is gone, now I'm the bad person.
Okay.
And now you want to call, but did you tell them that I did this?
I
but
really put you on camera. They got to see you.
Listen, but listen,
you like got
but that was not a friend. That was an infiltrator.
Okay.
Right, that infiltrated your relationship and manipulated the relationship because you were their boss.
And this
you
is
get what
why
I'm saying?
there's a separation so that you.
Yeah, you gotta always separate from them turkeys. You can't have them in a circle.
But
there's people that you bring into the fold, and then now that employee can probably be a manager and push you up higher because the work dynamic have us like we cannibals. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be at the water cooler talking nice, but like throwing darts at each other back, and that's set up by capitalism.
Yeah,
that's set up to make the boss always stay on top.
Yeah, because I work with friends and we was able to make it work and make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
if that's but if that's a real relationship, that's what I'm saying. If not that I'm just good with you because you are my boss and I don't want you to fire me. That's a different relationship.
Right. You got a comment you want to read? I see you.
I was reading Shayna. It says that's why you don't make friends at work. Not work with I'm not work with anyone you know.
Okay. I like working with people I know though.
I do.
I actually.
And this is the thing. And so I've been burnt a lot of times, but I keep on because I believe it. Like I be wanting to give people chances, so I hire a lot of my friends. Like I hire a lot of people that I know.
That's what you to hire a manager. Boy, I'm hiring. Boy, you need
come on,
man, girl.
Like I take pride in giving people.
That's kind of my MO. Like if I'm in a position to hire, I know you need the job.
I got you.
Like I take pride in giving somebody.
Fill out the application.
What's going on with your nephew? Did he ever get right?
Bring your ID.
Man, come on, let's go.
Let me.
Then you get there and you go to cutting up. I mean, you're gonna have to, pay the price.
As much as I love hiring you,
yeah,
I have no problem.
Yeah,
with firing you.
And I think that's the delineation is knowing like I'm hiring you to do a job. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hiring you because you my partner. You know what I mean? And I know you need a job, but this is a job, and we need you to perform and do the assigned duties of the job.
First, can you do the job?
You know what I mean? It ain't just hiring you just because you're cool.
That's the top and the bottom line.
Yeah, like you're gonna have to go through the process, get an interview. But but real talk, you might, come on. Some of the stuff you can learn. You might not have to know it all because you know what I'm saying. Like, but
who knows it all?
There's some pieces of the job that you absolutely need to make sure you qualify for. But then there's other parts that's like preferred. It's preferred that you know it, but it ain't mean that you can't learn it.
Go ahead. Every job gives you training.
Yeah, I just see We on the same wave because I'm finna say I know some people who've gotten in jobs in high positions and learned everything at that moment.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
You get what I'm saying? Got to get trained by the guy under him for months, if not a whole year. Got the guy doing all the work. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of that is crazy because why you just ain't promote the guy who's doing the training?
Yeah, that's the American way.
You get what I'm saying? You got this guy who just came in, but the guy who's gonna have to train him still at that low pay and that low wage.
Sometimes they're not suited to be the man. Like
that's what I'm part of capitalism because I got to train you now. I'm good enough to train the guy who you feel is good enough to be the manager, but I'm not good enough to be the manager. That's the problem. That is capitalism.
That is a problem.
That's a big problem.
Like I literally was just talking to somebody who was dealing with the exact same situation, like saying that they had a title. No, they said that they couldn't get the title for the job or the pay, but they was doing the job, but they just didn't have the title and the pay. And then they hired somebody, gave them the title and the pay, and then they had to train them on how to do it. Like literally just like I'm talking about 2 months ago, I got a call with somebody who was like, what should I do? How should I handle this?
So that's really messed up. So, okay, that is. But I'm on the flip side.
Okay.
On the flip side, just because you know and you can train does not make you a good leader.
Okay.
You know, because some people are not like.
So you saying there might be other qualities that you don't have.
Qualities that you don't have that typically sometimes get you overlooked. Like, and it's like you need to know how to work with people. Like,
but when you in a structured job, these structures, you get pay raises, promotions. It's a structure. So as long as you within that structure, that's all cool. Those are ways and stuff you can say not to do it. But once we in this structure, I need to get that promotion and I need to get that raise. Come on, stop playing. You get what I'm saying? Because then you can use that and keep me in the same position for 40 years. Okay, stop playing. And they do that. Stop playing. You can't do that to people.
So listen, stop playing. People hire people.
But you can't do that to people.
People hire people. It's so.
What
again,
you mean, though? Like, say more about that.
When I'm saying that,
say more.
Because I mean, I get that, but
it's
that don't make it right.
It don't make it right, but it's the structure. Like, okay, you a good trainer, but you late every day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
so you gonna miss a promotion. You gonna miss a promotion. So now you outside of the structure. You're gonna miss a promotion.
Here's what I'm saying, and I get that there are factors in consideration,
right,
but there are times when all things are equal. And then this person gets overlooked. And in most cases, the person who gets overlooked is somebody who looked like us.
This is true.
That's kind of the stable datum. And then, of course, you know, then they'll start talking about all of the reasons, justifications for it. But then other people have similar or comparable dysfunctions, and they still can get the job, they still get the advancement, and they still get the promotions. And that's what we talk about. How do you deal with that? Because that makes the environment hostile. Once you know what I mean? Like once you see that you constantly getting overlooked, what do? I guess that go back to the would you rather. Would you rather be there for 13 years or would you rather strike out and start your own?
Break out at this point.
So how did you overcome it? How did you become the one? Because I can tell you what I did because I've always, if I came in under the underdog, like any position I come in, I look for the higher position. Like I come in at the bottom, but I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take over. Like that's my mindset.
I just train them wrong. No. Not really, but it just I'm trying to remember. I remember training somebody that became my boss. But then I just prayed about it, and I got into that "what's for you is for you" space. Like I just because if you can't change the situation, you got to change the way you look at it.
You want me to tell you what I did?
So I was like, you know what? If it's for me, it's for me, and if it's not for me, then it ain't for me. And I started looking for a way out.
So you know what I did? I'm not gonna tell you who I worked for at this point, but they.
My wife got all kinds of stuff in here.
So they hired some people over me, right? Clearly, I was doing the job.
Yeah.
So I kind of went little kid mode and started pouting.
Okay.
And then I just started doing less work.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, you quit. Silent quitting.
No,
That's what they call it, quiet quitters.
So I started like, let's do the work, and then people started calling me like, "Yo, where Kiana at? Oh no," and then it forced them to give me back the position that I needed because they saw the value in me.
Okay.
They didn't see it before. You know what I mean? And they thought somebody else could get the job done, but I had did this for months before anybody else came in. So I built the relationship. These were my relationships, not yours.
Yeah.
So then everybody's like, yo, no, I want to deal with her. Like I want to, which forced them to give me back or give me the pay that I deserve.
That's a good strategy.
Look, it don't work for everybody.
My wife is putting it all out here. She's doing all in. So she's saying I was the opposite. Let me see. He was my boss, cool and all, but you was not telling him what you was not going to do. Yeah, that was always and still is like one of my pet peeves. Like,
you don't tell him what you're not going to do.
Yeah, don't tell me what you ain't going to do. Like, I ain't doing, when people come into the job, I ain't doing that. I'm not, like, that's the job. How you going to tell me you're not going to do your job? Like, because I'm only asking you to do your job, and then you tell me what you're not gonna do. That's how you get fired. That's what we friends or no friends. Come on, dog. Like this is what we gotta do, and you telling me no, I ain't doing that. Oh, I'm getting triggered just thinking about. I'm starting to get hot. I can't take it. I cannot take it.
I'm gonna tell you.
I be watching people on TV. What? What?
So let me tell you, if the shoe was on the other foot and somebody would have did me like that, they would have been fired.
Yeah.
Right. But I held the cards.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I held because I built the relationship. Like I held the card, and they needed me to navigate in the relationship because it wasn't enough time for them. It's time sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you only have until November to get stuff done, and then y'all didn't come in until September.
Right.
So they don't got time to do the leg work.
Yeah.
So if I prepare, your legs are on.
Yeah.
But once you know your work, you can kind of and you put it, but you gotta put in the work.
So let's flip it a little bit and talk about this community work, and how it's not necessarily you training people who are replacing you, but it's like when you have ideas for programs and initiatives, and then you have a conversation with somebody, and then later on you see that they are running or operating your program or your initiative. And I say your program or your initiative, and like not even looking your way. And when they do, they look at your way, but they kind of keep looking a different way.
So that's that hurt.
Yeah.
That's that hurt.
How
right?
you handle that?
That's that hurt. But sometimes you got to take the high road, right? Because if it's the job is to get it done, right? Is it you that need to do it, or is it the person? But typically, if somebody,
high road is kind of hard to breathe on this. Sometimes you got to come down the hill, and there's the oxygen thin up on that high road.
They can't see me clutching over here.
I can show them though. I can show them.
Hey, but listen, what I was gonna say, and that's some more of that colonizing behavior that seeps into the community work, where we cannibalizing them.
Yeah.
And now instead of doing something big and amazing, we're just doing something to get by to that next funding cycle. And barely getting it done or lackluster results when we could have combined and made magic happen.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? And really made a transformation instead of having a transaction. So a lot of times when you do that and people stealing ideas, people stealing program rule, it turns into transactional.
Yeah.
And it ain't really nothing but another transaction.
Yeah.
But when you do it right, collaborate right, then it becomes transformational.
Right on.
You get what I'm saying? Now, it's flowing.
And I will tell you, when you see somebody steal your idea and then they try to do it, they can't implement it like you.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of holes in there because it wasn't their baby.
Yeah, it's true. But they don't perform it. I mean, you get people that get it. I've seen it go a few ways. I've seen it fail miserably. I've seen it just be all right. And I've seen it actually succeed. And you want it to succeed, but there's always that, like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I supported them with it, but dang.
But have you ever thought that? Like, you know how, like, you bring an idea to somebody and they be like, I was thinking the same thing. And you motivated them to jumpstart because.
Yeah, I get that too.
And that's all right.
Yeah.
You can inspire people, you know what I mean? And they don't owe you nothing for that inspiration.
Right.
some gratitude and appreciation. But
That's all.
But when you talking about people work, this people intellectual property.
Right.
So when you talking about programs and different things like this is intellectual property. Right. Like you're stealing at this point.
Yeah.
At least give me a shout out. Say something.
Man, I need a check. Put my name on a check. I'm trying to
check. I want to check.
Put the name. Why not?
I used to work, but
listen, I'm just saying, why not? Why not put the name on a check?
So listen,
well, I'm trying to steal away and get into a space where, like, you know, if you can actually live, you know, and find a way in the way. And so, yeah, shout outs don't pay the bills, man.
They surely don't. I will agree with you on that.
So let's ask Young.
Only if Duke shout out. Only if I can call Duke. Hey, Duke, I'm gonna give you a shout out. What is 1,200? I'm gonna give you 1,000.
You're gonna be on the radio Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yes. And what we need to do is cut off.
Hello.
Go ahead, call. Introduce yourself.
Good morning, y'all. This is Kiwi.
Hey.
What's going on?
Good morning. I've been trying to call. I wanted to call earlier when I was talking about the place.
Okay.
But I'm getting ready to take Jakarta to school.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
I have an experience where I've been working in my job for 6 years.
Okay.
And I applied for a supervisor position. And you can see what this. I applied for the supervisor position, and because I didn't have degrees behind my name, they didn't hire me. So they hired a guy from outside of the company, and I pretty much trained him on everything. He sat with me for 2 weeks, and I trained him to do his job that I interviewed for. But since I'm with Kiana. I'm the youngest one on the team. I always been the youngest one. I'm a team lead. Yep. But I'm a young black.
This is my daughter, y'all. Just so that y'all know. Just so y'all know.
She said that. She did.
But I'm with Kiana though. I'm a young black female, and they hired this older white guy that has all of these degrees, and because I didn't have those degrees behind my name, I got overlooked for that position. But he sat with me for 2 weeks, and it could have been a slap in the face. I could have looked at it like a slap in the face, but I just took it as an opportunity.
Okay.
So right now, I'm in the process of going back to school to get those degrees behind my name.
That's right.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to go ahead and do it for the position. I'm just doing it to set myself up because I know that's what some places are required. Right. And it's just a personal goal of mine. But yeah, that was my take. I wanted to call in earlier while y'all was still on the topic, but I had a lot going on.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you for calling, and thank you for sharing that experience.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And that's what I was talking about. Like, and Shayna mentioned it in the comments too. Like, it happens a lot. It's
way more than you can know. Yeah,
it is.
And that's unfortunate, man.
That's bad.
You know, that we're not looking at people who can actually perform and do the job. We're looking at the ones who have the letters.
And it costs us economically
because
it's taking money out of the house.
Okay, caller, introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Kia Jordan.
Hey.
How you doing? I worked in television, radio, and in academia for about 30 years. I just wanted to make some suggestions in the workplace. Number one, if you're in a job, I used to document everything I did. You know, one of those little calendar books, even if it was little nothing, just spend a few minutes doing that.
Right.
And when it came for evaluation time, I went into my boss, first laid out, these are the things I've done for this company. I've done this, because I've had it written out. They don't have that much. They'll have the bad.
Yeah.
But when I show what I have done,
that's
then
right.
The issues I had where I went into a job, a couple people didn't get the job, started treating me poorly. You take the person by themselves. And I asked, what did I do to cause you not to show me such and such and such and such what you're supposed to do? You know, after that, they're working, trying real hard to prove that I was not right.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then I taught students who were going into internships who had the attitude, well, if somebody treats me like this, then I'm going to do this. No. You've got to first try not to bogart into the environment,
Mhm.
because in television it's really stressful, and you've got to be careful, because what you do on that job can follow you for the rest of your career.
Ooh, yeah,
So
that's
what
right.
happens is, if you observe that person and get them totally by themselves, not where you're in the newsroom shouting out, well, you did this and that. No. Always try to first get them by themselves and explain to them what they did to you, how it made you feel, what they did to you, and then go from there. Now, if there's more of a problem, then you go to the next step.
Right.
But first, do it that way. And those are just my suggestions.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Jordan. I appreciate that. Thank you for the call. And those are good suggestions.
Those are, and you know what else helps? Personality.
Okay.
Personality gets you a lot of places.
Yeah.
When people see you and they like you, like, you can kind of be mediocre, but if everybody get along with you, they kind of look over the mediocre and be like, "Oh yeah, come on, be that."
Oh, you know what?
There was water cooler politics.
But that's politics too. Because I remember I had a person that I worked with, and she knew the job up and down, back and forth, but she just had a horrible attitude.
And they don't want you.
No, but I kept her.
You kept her,
but because she knew her stuff. And
but
so
did you promote her?
she wasn't likable. I would have if I had an opportunity. She wasn't likable. She wasn't likable, but she knew the job.
You're an equal opportunity employee.
Like when I wasn't there and I needed somebody who could answer questions, because that was the other part of her attitude. Like, she get frustrated and she asked me everything. Like, every day she had a question. I'm like, oh God. But over time,
she wanted to be knowledgeable, and she wanted to make sure that she was
over time, man, she had it back and forth. Like, she was like me, but she just wasn't likable.
Right. But I'm gonna tell you, so personality. I mean, honestly, personality does get you.
Yeah, it does. Because people would have overlooked her, and they wanted me to fire her on a few instances. But I'm like, man, you know what it takes for me to replace this person?
Right, but see, her work speaks for herself. Like, it's like you can't have a messed up attitude.
And bad work. You ain't gonna have no job. You better be in the boiler room somewhere.
She should have got fired on a few occasions, but I had a bleeding heart, and So let's do Ask Kiana while we got time. Great topic, y'all. Great conversation, and we thank y'all for calling in. So now it's time for Ask Kiana, and this segment is being brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op. Take control with the One Community Grocery Co-op, our community-owned retail grocery store. Join us as an owner and help us build a thriving store that meets community needs for fresh, healthy, and nutritious food. Your ownership makes a difference. You can visit the website ocgc.coop or attend our events to learn more about being a part of a healthier future. Hey, Kiana.
Hey.
I got a bit of a puzzle here. I hope you can help me with. So, when I'm jamming to hip-hop tunes with my friends, I've noticed that sometimes I use the N-word while singing along. Now, some of my black friends have taken issue with it, saying they find it offensive. But here's the thing. I don't really see why it's a problem. I mean, I'm just enjoying the music and using the lyrics as they're written. I definitely don't mean any harm by it. It's not like I'm trying to be disrespectful or anything. Hip-hop culture has always embraced certain authenticity, right? So isn't it kind of part of the authenticity to sing the lyrics exactly as they are? I'm a bit puzzled about this whole situation. Honestly, I want to respect my friends' feelings, but I also want to enjoy the music without feeling like I'm doing something wrong. Can you shed some light on this and help me figure out the best way to approach it with my friends?
Okay, so censor. Like, you know how, like, on the radio, they give you the clean version?
Mm-hmm.
So when you with your friends, you got to do the clean version.
Right.
I mean, if you want to...
so you can say it when you by yourself?
You by yourself.
Go for it.
Right? So, I mean, honestly, if you want to respect your friends, then you respect them, but not doing it if they're saying that they feel some type of way.
I heard that.
So, again, I might like the dirty version, but when I'm on the radio...
You say the clean version.
I have to say the clean version. There's some words that I want to say on the radio that I can't say because we'll get fined.
But you ain't keeping it real.
You are.
Okay. I'm just checking the track.
No. You are keeping it real. So this is what people confused about keeping it real. They think just because you gotta say everything that's in your head, that's keeping it real. No, that's not.
Keeping it real does not give you a license to be disrespectful.
It does not.
Yeah.
And when people think that, you're being hurtful and you're not keeping it real.
So that was people without manners. They ain't had no manners at home.
And so, but the letter clearly states, like, I want to be respectful
Yeah.
to the people that I'm around. So if they feel disrespected, then you censor it.
Yeah. Then don't say it.
That's real simple. That's real simple. So I
don't understand the question.
I don't understand your confusion on this one.
Not at all.
Why are you puzzled about this whole situation? Yeah.
That's just like if your name.
Let me run down the dock and throw this hat off. Let me run up the dock
and throw the hat off on you right
So
there.
if you come to me and call me Quiana, and I say my name is Kiana, and then you keep on calling me Quiana after I have told you no, my name is. Now you're intentionally being disrespectful.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But I don't understand why. What's the big deal?
Because my mama didn't name me Quiana. That's why.
What the big deal is?
And you know, I mean, honestly, you.
Well, back to and honestly,
no, that's right.
And if you have to ask the question, then you already you already know the answer.
Okay, I like that. Stephanie, you gotta take.
They said ain't no stupid question, but that one was.
No, they just needed to untangle a few things.
Little clarification.
Yeah, they said puzzle. They used the word puzzle.
Okay, so here you go. So you can say, but the friends ain't censoring themselves. So here you go.
We've been waiting on you.
You've been quiet. So here you go, Yubi. Like, I can say whatever about Brother John and Jabbar, but let somebody else.
I can't call you Quiana though.
You might can.
You'll get a pass before somebody else.
Yeah. But let me tell you, somebody else can't say nothing about you.
Yeah, that's how I go.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So again, I can call my house ugly, but you can't.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? I can call my brother crazy, but you can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can. So listen.
Is that a double standard or what is like? What is
that?
It's life.
Okay.
That's what it is. Wow. Like we want to debate and talk about what's not fair and not fair. Life ain't fair.
Okay.
So
faith ain't fair.
It surely ain't. And so honestly, we was born with this melanated skin, and there's a lot of stuff that don't get us into places, but this one right here give us that card. You put it right
I had to with that one. I really had to do that.
But
they're your friends. Yeah.
But sometimes he still don't give you a pass.
Friends don't let friends
use the N-word?
Talk records.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. And I was just talking to somebody else about this, right? And they have a friend that use it, and they was like, they don't get offensive by it, right?
Okay.
Because they was born in the hood, they let it go. But then they came into other circumstances and other situations, and he had to tell them, like, yo, you got to censor that. Like, I'm okay with it, but everybody else ain't.
Yeah. Okay. So just knowing your environment, knowing, yeah.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah. Watch your mouth when you talk about that. That's good stuff. So yeah, I agree with that. They'll definitely, if they find it disrespectful, then you change it. You adjust and you make sure that your friends feel comfortable in this.
I mean, that's what he said. He said it was friends.
Yeah.
I don't know why a friend would want a friend.
But you want me another thing? They're looking out for you. They could be. So let's flip that pancake, because I know your intentions is not to be disrespectful, but you may be in another surrounding.
You at the gym.
So I'm giving you that pass
saying that little dirt
to do it, and now you somewhere else where they don't know your history. All they see is your color, and then you don't get the pass. And now I'm at the hospital visiting you.
Yeah, they took it
and took it the wrong way. So don't always look at it.
That was a great ask, Kiana.
Yeah, it really was.
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
You go, run.
So my final thoughts is make sure that y'all stay tuned. We got a lot of community events. For those who missed the earlier part of the announcement, the canvas and cookout that we had planned for this weekend has been canceled. Actually postponed. We're going to do it next month. But we're going to continue to do the canvassing. And then, again, reach out to your friends and family. Let them know that we're doing a strategic visioning session for 49th Street. Tap in, get involved. If you haven't taken the survey already, go to d7speaks.com, d7speaks.com, take the survey, and you can contribute your voice to the hundreds of voices already that helping us create this agenda. So more needs to be done and needs to be said. Thank you. That's my final thought.
Okay, my final thought. Great show, y'all. Thank you everybody for calling in. Talking about the subjects. We going up. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for giving us those stars. It's not too late. You still can give us a star. You can match playback, and you can share it with your friends. And see y'all Wednesday.
And y'all can download TuneIn, is it?
Yeah, TuneIn. TuneIn radio app.
So if you at work or somewhere else and you're not getting us on Facebook or the radio, TuneIn app will get you us as well.
Right. And YouTube.
Yes, we are. So
99bird.com. I think my wife listens through the website. So yeah.
Okay. So there's definitely ways that you can say, tell somebody else. Like, we're going to challenge you to tell somebody else about the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Share the page. Help us get our views up. Help us, more people come in. We want to be able to impact this community in a positive way, and that's the way that we do it. So I'm asking you to be the change that you want to be, Ansi. All right, and write down those 5 things. And get your tickets for St. Puffin Day.
All right, this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
I am the one who Mr. Edmund.
We out. Peace.